Good morning. Yes. Stop reading it. I'm not ready for you to read it yet. Oh, it won't let me use presenter view. No. Shh. Got it? Okay, good. Oh, thank God. All right. Holy crap. Good morning. My talk that I gave, well, this talk that I gave last time really was only like 35 minutes anyways, so I was kind of worried about how to fill up the entire hour. So this is perfect. It was staged. I really just went over there and pushed a bunch of buttons until it stopped working. So now that you know I need a good starting sentence, I hope that was good enough. We'll see if my clicker works too. Fuck, no. All right. So hi, let's see here. I'm Amanda Berlin, Infosystir. I've been doing InfoSec stuff for about a year. So this is all very, very new to me. Being up on stage and speaking in general is new to me. Only the second time that I've given a talk. First time I realized that I giggled a whole lot. There weren't a lot of ums or any, filler words that I used. I just giggled a lot. So that's my goal, is to not sound like I'm drunk when I'm not. So right now I'm, well, for another week anyways, I'm on a purple team at a mid-sized hospital in Northern Ohio. I do, I'm on the infrastructure team, so a little bit of everything. I'm a single mom of 3. I have 3 wonderful little boys, which takes up a large amount of my time, 12, 6, and 3. Let's see here. I'm a noob when it comes to most things. So I've been dabbling in PowerShell and Python, and I do a lot of Windows admin stuff. I'm fairly new into Linux, doing some stuff with SET and Metasploit and stuff internally at the hospital. In another week, I'll be in the education sector. So yay for new jobs and more money. So a little bit of the stuff that I do, Windows admin. I run a phishing campaign at the hospital where we phish all of our internal users for user education. So we decided that we wanted to educate our users because we knew that they were our single point of failure when it came to a lot of attacks in our pen tests earlier on in the year. We do like rewards based, so they're not ashamed to report the fact that I got their username and password, because if they report it and they did give it to me, they still get it's still a benefit to them. I manage our SIM, which is not fun. It's probably the worst part of my job. I don't really like it at all. And security in general, everything infrastructure. We have a really good team, and I'm sure they'll have an opening soon if you live in Ohio. Let's see here. The reason why I'm up here, last year there was an article ran during DerbyCon in the local paper that painted us in a really negative light. It was the first time, DerbyCon last year was my first con, and it was the first time that I'd ever really felt like I belonged. So the article that they put in the paper really kind of hit home. So you evil hackers are the reason I'm up here. Also, Jason had given a talk at B-Sides Columbus, which I think was my second or third con that I had gone to. I've been to a lot this last year, and really inspirational talk. I highly recommend watching it. It talks kind of about the different lights that hackers are painted all around the world, and for the most part, it's the same as it is in the United States. I mean, earlier we were at breakfast talking to one of the waitresses about, before you had met all of us, what was your idea? What did you think hackers were? It's like, well, somebody that would invade your privacy, somebody that has negative intentions at heart. And now that she knows us, she's it's completely different. So a lot of it's just appearances, right? How the media paints what we do and how we do it. And then Dr. Hume, who was wearing a kilt. I don't know if he is today, but he's out there. He's one of my first online friends. So he's like, yeah, you need to submit a talk. And I think the only reason he did it was because he was doing the CFPs for Circle City Con, and he needed more talks. So it might have been just to help him out, but he got me up here anyways. So the prep. I wrote an article, right? It was called Hackers Are People Too, hence the talk. It took a little bit to get traction with the article, but it did get me to write in a local business journal, and got me up here on stage. So there's the article. I actually wrote it for the people that don't know who we are. It was something that I could point people to if they like, oh, those hackers, they're all criminals. This is an article that kind of tells a little bit about what we do, Hackers for Charity, and how it made me feel as somebody just finally belonging, that people thought of me like that. I've never been to jail yet. And yet, the night is still young. So it really did hit home to me, so that's why I wrote the article. I made it pretty. I put it on Imager, got some funny comments, got some people that thought I was an idiot, but that's the internet, so. And then I freaked out. I'm internally freaking out all the time, just because I'm new to this. Who cares what I have to say? And it surprises me. There's some people that have been in the industry for such a long time, have blogs, have books, have software they've written, are heads of companies, and they still have the inner freaking out. It never really truly goes away. I think it was Bill Brenner wrote an article that kind of talked about, I don't know what I'm talking about. Why do these people care? Why do these people are even listening to me? So it's really amazing to know that I'm not the only one, and it's not just noobs that are freaking out. It's pretty much everybody. And I was pointed to a bunch of different articles online on how to speak and how not to freak out while I'm up here. But when I get up here, I know half of you people anyways. So so getting the article out there was kind of difficult. I tried to get it to some local papers. Didn't really want to publish it. I'm a press director for a band that I'm in, so I have the email addresses of probably 50 or 60 local newspapers in Northern Ohio and Southern Michigan, and nobody cared. Like, nobody wanted to print the article. I mean, I don't know how you normally go about that. I think they have to kind of come find you, but you know, the next day they printed an article about why the Christmas lights were still up downtown. So that hurt me a little bit. Yeah, I tried to push it out there as much as I could. I had some hits. You know, people in the community liked it and they shared it, and my mom liked it. I guess that counts. All right, so then I just decided I'll just talk to everybody about it. So, you know, I went to go get an x-ray done. So I'm talking to the x-ray tech. I'm talking to the lady that's taking my blood pressure. I'm saying, oh yeah, you know, I'm a hacker and I work here, and, you know, this is what we do. And just the light that came on, and people were like, what? Like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. I mean, this is my article, go show people. And it also kind of got me out of my shell. So I had quite some time where I was really withdrawn and I still don't like people, but I like you people, so that's nice. Yeah. And so it got me talking. You know, it was something that I could talk to anybody about, and they were going to learn something. You know, most people don't know any of this. I actually got some feedback that, like, oh my God, I need to tell my boss about this, because we are having so much problem getting traction, you know, and C-level buy-in on InfoSec, because they think that, I mean, they don't realize that we're hackers too, and this stuff's important. So this is some of the positive feedback. I've been told that I have a really hard time taking compliments, so I sucked it up and put it on a slide. And thanks to Bill Gardner, he pointed out the documentary that I accidentally stole the title from. I'm just like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'll just say hackers are people too, because we are. And then I'm like, oh shit, there's already a documentary out there about it, so I apologize. So there's the link to the documentary. I did watch it afterwards, so it's very nice. They cover some of the same stuff that I do, but I mean, mine has a little bit different spin on it. And there's my negative feedback. So the reason I wanted to get it in the local paper is because so often I read the comments on the online paper, and it is full of just stupid people and trolls, and like, I wanted some negative feedback just so I could use it for a slide, right? But that's all that I got. Oh, I know, but I wanted that. I wanted the comments so bad, just for that purpose. And you know, I got yelled at for stealing the title also, accidentally. Didn't do it on purpose, I swear. So I got some really cool questions too, which I tried to incorporate in the slide, other than the simple stuff that you guys should all know about, like spyware and stuff. Excuse me. So they didn't realize the different kinds of hats, and the fact that, you know, the hackers that they normally talk about on TV are black hat or they're criminals. There's such a big difference. So that's a lot of the questions that I got. And will you fix my PC? It always comes up. So the breakdown for the C levels, I'll try and go through these ones a little bit faster, because I think most of you should know about this, but I'll cover it anyways. So all the hats. I added purple hat on here because, woo, go purple team. You know, a little bit of red, a little bit of blue. It's a team thing, more of a hat thing, but blue was on there already, so I had to put purple on there. So the white hat, this is what the C levels need to know about. You know, your OSCPs, your OSCE, CEH, and this is this is us wanting to help the community. This is, you know, our CIOs are sometimes white hats. You know, it's helpful to get that information out there. The black hats, you know, they don't care. Those are the guys on TV. And the gray hat, another good thing that that was pointed out to me is that could be like a white hat hacker by day and black at night, or it could be kind of a little bit of both. Yeah, what's out there? Should we go back to that? I tried to get the image bigger, but... All right, the good stuff. So last year, I was amazed sitting at closing ceremonies, watching these people bid on just stuff, to raise money for Hackers for Charity. You know, people walking around in zombie makeup, and it was really inspiring to see the amount that people cared for that kind of organization. And I think, who told me what DEF CON made? It was like 36,000? Yeah, I think DEF CON hit 36,000, so we have to beat that. We'll see, because they kind of limited attendance this year for DerbyCon, so we didn't sit so close together. I see you guys aren't having that problem, but I knew it was going to be limited attendance. You still like tripled my first talk, which is great. They did the blood code thing at DEF CON again, and EFF does some really cool stuff. Oh, and I think they did blood marrow donations and something else that I can't remember. So more good stuff. You know, anonymous being something that a lot of people sees as being negative, also do some really cool stuff. And this, I was surprised not too many people knew about. So Mubix, who was one of the first people I met in the industry last year at DerbyCon, I did my first CTF also, and he does this thing called Project Mentor that it used to be like every other week or so. Now I think it's about every month. He puts out a new challenge. And it doesn't matter how technical you are or how much of a noob that you think you are, he will teach you something. I think, let's see here, this last month was about web enumeration. So he gives you a website and he says, here, see what you can find. If you have any questions, you email him and he lets you know. And it's for nothing. It's just so he can help in the community. And it's absolutely amazing. There's some people that I know that were working on it also that have blog posts detailing their thought process and how they went about each one of these challenges. And it's helped me out a lot. I mean, I didn't even know what SCADA was, 3-4 months ago. And now it's just amazing that this kind of stuff is out there. And awesome stuff for me that I had to put on here because it just blows my mind. Somebody sent me to training this year at Derby. I got to go to So You Want to Be a Pen Tester, which is what I want to do when I grow up. Eventually I'll get there. And Martin actually DM'd me, like 4 or 5 months ago. He's like, hey, somebody got you a present. I'm like, okay. He's like, just give me your email address. So I did, and he sent this thing to me saying, you've now been enrolled in training. I'm like, oh my God, like I can't, like, this is why I love this community. There's just people out there that they don't want the recognition. They just do it out of the kindness of their hearts, or if they think that you're, at a bad point, they'll help you out. And it's, I mean, this is one of the best places. It's DerbyCon because it's, all in the family type stuff. And then a friend of mine set up a crowd tilt for me to go to my first DEF CON, which was also incredibly amazing. And it's not just because I'm a girl. I swear it's not. I wanted to. I'm gonna, and I plan on paying it forward again. There's a couple people that I know that really want to go that are new in the industry, and that's what I plan on helping them do next year. and then just the support and guidance is amazing. Every time I talk with somebody or go to a con or, you know, have a instant message session or something, I learn so much. And I had to put this on here because if you see Martin, thanks for being a thought leader. And this is pretty cool. I read, I think it was Nathan's article about, and Mubik's had one also, about people going to cons and getting up on stage just plastered. You know, there's people that come from across, you know, the world to come watch you talk, all the way from Australia to watch you talk. They don't want to see you up there, you know, stumbling over your words when you're not drunk is different. But, you know, it's a waste of everybody's time. You know, and ShmooCon started to do AA meetings at the con. A lot of it's about drinking. I think on Rob's, he asked, you know, just have a day where you don't drink, to say that you can't, you know, that you can't stop. Yesterday was my day, more just as recovery, but I still didn't drink yesterday. It may have still been in my system, though. I am the Calvary, which is something really cool that I heard about the first time at Circle City Con. Bo Woods came out and did our keynote about it, and I got to watch a little bit of it, and I didn't really know a whole lot, but then I also watched them for the first time, their 1-year recap at DEF CON. They have a 5-star auto program that they want to build like security from the ground up with automakers and healthcare devices, and I really suggest either watching their talk or volunteering. They need a lot of volunteers. Right now I'm working on like a FAQ, frequently asked questions about their organization, and they recently had a thing on Reddit where a bunch of people were asking them questions, so they kind of need that kind of help as well as, you know, reverse engineering vehicle software, and, you know, working with automakers, working with lawmakers. They're doing some really great things in the community too. And this was kind of cool. This Nathan, I think it's Hefner, made just about, I know people say we need to come up with something better than hacker as a word, but I like that word. I think we should use hacker, and we're true to the word. It's just that the media and everybody else tends to use that always with a negative connotation, and they're criminals. They're hackers too, but they're criminal hackers. So differentiating between black hat and white hat when I'm speaking is kind of hard. Like I didn't realize how often you just kind of throw that word around. And you people, you know, the volunteers, the people that showed up at 9:00 a.m. on a Saturday to watch me talk, you're the good people that make me want to keep coming back to these things. Teachers, I have teachers on here also. So the bad stuff, I tried to do like good, bad, and ugly, right? You know, people just trolling, but in a bad way. You know, there's a lot of, not a lot, there's a few really, really super dramatic people out there. Just don't be one of those people. Anybody know who that guy is that wasn't here last year? I don't know if he's still in the media here or not.
He's the local reporter. The article,
Yes, he's the guy that pissed everybody off. That's Sterling Riggs. I had to do it. Put his smiling face up there on the ugly slide. And FUD. There's a lot of just ugly stuff out there that make people think that we're bad. The media jumping to conclusions, that kind of stuff. And what you can do, I tried to do a 12-step program. I need another one. So we'll see if I can find another slide to add to. Yes. All right. So there was a there was a 3-2-1 rule, right? It's 3 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and 1 shower. But now we made it the 5-4-3-2-1 rule. It's 5 reapplications of deodorant, 4 bottles of water, 3 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and 1 shower. Not all at the same time throughout the day. So that's a new rule. Everybody should follow it every con. So if you're organizing a con, get the local media involved. I think they did that really well at several of the cons that I've been to, like being proactive, letting them know, hey, we're hackers and we're here and this is what we're doing, and we're not just learning to pick locks to get into your house when we're done. I think I already cussed on here, so don't be a douchebag. It should go without saying, but I haven't run into it a whole lot, but there are people out there that you're like, I went to a con in Columbus, and there's that guy that's out there talking about how awesome we are and how we can get into your bank account and just spouting off crap to in front of an entire bus of people that didn't know why we were there. It just gives a really, really bad taste in people's mouth when there's this little old couple that hear that kind of crap. So the big time, if you're on news, papers, TV, just try and mention black hat instead of or a criminal hacker instead of just hacker. And social media too. I've kind of slacked on this one as far as like correcting people if they say just hacker. But most of the people I talk to already know, so it kind of just slips my mind. In normal conversation or when I'm on Facebook and stuff, I try and like, for the love of God, somebody logging into your Facebook is not hacking. So preach the word. I had no idea what InfoSec was. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I didn't realize I was on the blue team already for 5 years. I think a lot of smaller organizations and smaller IT places don't realize that's, for the most part, everybody's a blue team that knows anything about security. In smaller organizations, the larger ones usually have more in-depth coverage when it comes to this stuff, but C-levels also don't really know a whole lot about it unless you have somebody from the bottom that knows, kind of pushing that upwards. So getting people involved. I have like standard cookie cutter emails that I like to send out for people that want to know, like things like, don't click on shit, good password management skills. We had something at work the other day that was a Family Feud style, what's the most common password game, for people that came by, and it really got them interacted with us. And they're like, well, we have, 10 passwords that we have to remember. How are we going to remember all these? So, you let them know about password safes. You have, go-to de facto emails that I like to send out just to make it easier on me too, and how to secure their own data. I always wanted to start up because I hate giving support to my own family. Lots of people. I just get so I can be completely professional with anybody else, but when it comes to my own family, I just get irritated. So I always wanted to come up with a company that we could swap each other's families out. So yes.
My mom's calling me on Thursday.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's the worst customer service when it's your own family. So it's going to be this huge organization that we just swap each other's family and provide, the free tech support that we would be anyways, just without our blood pressures rising and without having to have awkward Thanksgiving conversations. Oh, so yeah, I kind of skipped ahead on that one, but another really cool thing is Hack for Kids. My friend Mike Cooley went and spoke at their little thing in Chicago, which was amazing. You know, you have all these little kids trying to learn, you know, how to hack, and you know, he did Wireshark stuff, and you know, getting them interested in lockpicking. And they have a whole thing at DEF CON for kids, and it's very, very, very cool. I really wanted to take my son because he seems to. I don't want to push my interests on him, but he really does seem to, well, as long as it involves Minecraft, he's interested in it, so. So, show your passion. I put Eve's talk on here, which I don't, is that what they're doing next door? Don't go there yet. But when they're done, it'll be online, then you can watch it. And then, all right, so I was really hoping we'd have more people in here because there was this cool thing that they did at B-Sides Nashville. I was watching a friend of mine speak, and he kind of just, do we have time? Yeah, he kind of just stopped for a little bit and made everybody talk to each other. But nobody's, you should get cozier. Again, everybody in the front. Come talk to the Australian. G'day. Also, random acts of InfoSec. You know, volunteering at a church, volunteering at, you know, other nonprofit organizations, teaching, you know, doing workshops at, Bill, what's the one that you did recently, all the workshops that all the students were going to?
Those were like summer camp.
Okay, yeah, like doing, right, doing summer camp stuff. Yeah, volunteering at school and workshops, and there's so much that we can do to, you know, do it for the kids. Yeah, don't. The one thing I like to point out is the organization that I'm leaving is they call it the helpless desk because they don't sympathize with the users. And I've been known to do. I mean, I think a lot of us have been known to do it too. Is just being not sympathetic to. I mean, that this is our job. You know, we need to realize that we have a specialty and they have a specialty. They get along with the basics. Anything that you can teach them above that is going to be great. So just don't be mean to people. And don't be an ass to the rest of us either. I guess that goes, it kind of ties in with don't be a douchebag, but I'm still trying to get to 12 slides. So lots of good stuff, right? I'm at every con and almost every day I'm just amazed at the warmth and generosity and everything of everybody in the community. And there's my 11 steps. So go ahead. I don't want to read them out loud. If you want a summary, there it is. And that's it. So, well, not really. I mean, this is the closing, but. So if you liked it, being that it was, this is my first talk, not the first time I've given this talk, but it's still a learning experience for me. I didn't giggle too much. Yeah. Anything else that you want to give me a pointer on? Feel free. So thank you for coming. And then if you didn't, I don't care. And there's my contact info.